My name is Megan. My original issue was bunion pain. So I went and consulted with 3 different podiatrists that all suggested surgery. So I chose one, and the treatment after the surgery was very lacking, I guess. He was a very aggressive doctor, and he didn't necessarily take my personal situation into consideration. So about 3 months after that surgery, I went in complaining of foot pain on the bottom of my foot where the sesamoid is. And he assumed it was the screw. So we then went in and he took the screw out. I continued to go to that office with the same pain, and he just kept suggesting it was this or that or the other. So after multiple tries, I decided it was probably time to switch doctors, and my physical therapist actually recommended Dr. Larka. My progress at this point, as the MRI showed, I actually had multiple problems that I had no idea I had, because she's actually the first doctor that recommended an MRI. She really took the time to educate me. She went through my MRI and explained every word to me. She took her lunch break to close the office and sit and talk to me personally, just to walk through where I am now and how I got here. I can't say enough great things about her. I would recommend her to anyone. Dr. Larka is the most compassionate doctor I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of doctors. I've had some previous health issues and some previous surgeries that needed to be considered while she was treating me, and she really focused on that and her treatment plan for me. She just treats you as a human being rather than a patient that is going to be paying her for her services. I really feel like I could call her on the phone and say, at any time of day, probably, she knows me so well by now, she would probably take my call and tell her that I had an issue, and she would meet me here. I just feel like she's a good human being, and it really translates into her work. I do love Dr. Larka.